Good morning and welcome to London. I'm here today to talk about digital advertising and specifically IP geolocation and the ROI that you can get in my presentation, 5 quick wins with IP geolocation data. Morning everyone, thank you so much for making it in today in London in slightly more challenging circumstances. It's much appreciated. I shan't be talking for too long. I want to give a really quick soundbite as to some quick wins that you guys can get around advertising for IP geolocation, which has been around for quite some time. I'd like to begin by introducing Digital Element. I'm not sure how many of you guys will be familiar with us, but we do one thing and one thing only. IP data. We've been around for over 15 years. We are the founders in routing technology for IP infrastructure, and we deploy over 20 different proprietary methodologies to be able to route the internet space. Other than being the leaders and the only MRC accredited IP geolocation company available in the market, we're also the only company that's able to offer true postal code sector targeting, which is one of the things that we'll discuss as how that can help as a quick win, but it allows you guys to get really granular down to the 1,000 to 2,000 household level. We've certainly been around for a long time, and this is just a very small sample list of some of our customers that use us, and we're very much the industry standard across lots of different verticals: advertising, analytics, retailing, etc. So there's quite a few different areas. So we've been the de facto standard in IP geolocation data for quite some time. So first up, the first quick win is improving reach and relevance. You know, the more advertisers that you can get through in the market is going to make the bigger difference. You know, if you can increase the relevance for your advertisers when they're coming in, and when I say relevance, it's very much showing people exactly according to where they're located. This can be, I'm sure we've all seen analytics reports on ad serving where Thailand, hang on, I'm sure that this campaign was meant to be delivered exclusively in Edinburgh. Why am I seeing Thailand in the mix? Actually, it does happen, but if you can increase your advertisers, increase that relevance, it's going to, you know, maximize the impressions that go through into the market. You can then use those Thai impressions somewhere else in the ecosystem, but you can get that ROI through for your advertisers. So working with accurate geodata, both on a country level as well as a more granular level, it amazes me that we still see those kind of discrepancies through on a country level, but it's going to increase your relevance for the publisher as well. If you're a user and you're going onto a publisher's website, you actually want to see adverts that are related to you. You know, you don't want to see stuff that bears no resemblance. I'm in Bristol, why am I seeing something related to a Manchester cinema? It doesn't bear any relevance to what we're doing. So it's a win-win for everyone. The more that they can see exactly what they're looking for, the better that's going to work through. So that's the first one. The second one is content delivery. You know, the age of mobile is here and everyone's watching, you know, content on their phone on the move. This study from eMarketer that came out shows how much people are watching it via Wi-Fi. If you can pick up exactly where your user is connecting via, i.e., are they connecting via Wi-Fi, are they connecting via 3G or 4G, you can tailor the adverts that you're showing to them. There's nothing worse than that long buffering, blocking you from the content you really wanted to see just to watch an advert for a car that you didn't even want to buy in the first place. Being able to tailor that experience, I think, can make a really big difference. Send your higher value your higher value video inventory onto the Wi-Fi networks by being able to pick that up, and then change the advert format that might be for the 3G. It's a win-win for everyone. People are more likely to engage on it, less likely to drop off on the content side, and that can be picked up through the type, including other areas such as dial-up can be picked up as well. And there's other ways in which you can then connect that through with mobile device identification as well, that you can pick that up. The third, privacy compliant. IP data is completely within the bounds of European cookie laws and privacy laws, and I think that's one of the really important things. It does provide a non-invasive, completely safe and more relevant user experience to your users, and with more and more people opting out of cookies, it allows you as an advertiser or as a publisher to be able to offer some form of level of targeting down to the postal code sector, which, as I said, is about 1,000 to 2,000 households. I wouldn't suggest that you use IP data instead of cookie data. They can very much work hand in hand. People are travelling around significantly more, so just because you generally picked up location data that suggests somebody's in London, they might be on holiday in Cornwall, and therefore you want to recognise that and show them content specifically to Cornish-related events that they might be attending. So this can offer a really rewarding way of being able to, accurately reach more relevant without worrying about the privacy laws. And that's very much from a European perspective, that a postal code sector is not deemed private, personally identifiable information. So that's a really key way. One of my favourite areas is the custom targeting, and there's a lot more than just geolocation data that you can pick up from an IP address. So you can pick up, is this a BT, is this a Virgin Media? I've already mentioned the connection speed type. You can then tally that with some element of demographic data that you might be able to pick up to add increasing value and create these audience segments to really be able to maximise your bang for your buck that will be going through. But areas such as taking leads and being able to split out the different postal code sector areas, you can then target according to what's going on. Or let's say London, and you've got people up in Camden, you might want to show restaurants that are related in that area, and you can pick that up again, taking in the private and confidential area. The reason why I've got a British map in here is this is an example that one of my customers was talking to me about only in the last few weeks, which I find actually kind of obvious when he mentioned it. But they take on board a weather feed as well that tells them exactly what the weather is in different areas. And for certain advertisers that they have come through, they're able to deliver content accordingly. So, here we've got sunshine, rain, showers, all moving forward. But actually, it's slightly stereotypical, but it's kind of true. Let's take Cornwall again as an example, and you might want to show surfwear of what people are actually wearing, whereas up in Scotland it might be more hiking gear. Then you might want to advertise waterproofs that are going through because actually it's forecast to rain for the next 3 weeks. No offence to any Scottish guys, it rains everywhere in this country. But, ultimately, you can then add a significant additional element of targeting that can come through by adding in this weather feed. And they actually mentioned that they received a much higher rate of conversions going through by just this small area of real-time information added to the location of Britain. So my final one is enhance and precision, and you can't talk about IP data without talking about what that means in terms of the revenue that comes through. So geo-targeted ads are deemed to perform 30 to 40% at a higher CPM rate. So that's a quick and easy way of segmenting your inventory by being able to do it. And I think for a long time, sales guys have been out there sort of saying, yes, we'll target Scotland, and now we'll target Wales, or separating out. And there's an element of dubiousness about the effectiveness. Actually, it can be done. It really can be done. You can take the different regional areas and really split them out. And I really like this example that was done by Infectious Media with Waitrose. So they wanted to do distribution that will be going through, and they wanted to show in their adverts to decrease their acquisition rate exactly which distribution centre would be providing you with your lovely Waitrose bananas as we see them out there. But it's actually true, and it really worked to the level that it reduced their cost per acquisition by saying you are going to be supplied by the Biggin Hill distribution centre, reduced it by 80%. 80%. So that's a real win in helping out your advertisers and putting that through. So that was an incredibly quick overview of some quick wins. Is there any questions at all? Then I was obviously very clear. Fantastic. Thanks, guys.
So that presentation went fantastically. It was really good to see the attention in the room. I think the next stage now for anybody considering their advertising and how to improve their ROI is to potentially look at their model streams now, see where some added value can be lifted in. We have several white papers on our website, digitalelement.com, so you're welcome to come along and download some of those to get some other ideas and some case studies of how this has worked very well. And also, by all means, contact our sales team, who would be delighted to look at your specific needs and potentially see how we can help.